Hello everyone, I am Plankera, and today we're going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. So I decided to look up what I needed to do with the ears today, because I feel like they should be on. And I think I just have the rotation backwards here, where they should kind of go in a little bit when the head moves down, and out a little bit when the head moves up. Fairly normal for me. I tend to get these things a little bit backwards. Just, maybe 4 is a little bit too much. Let's try 3. I don't know, I'm just gonna try random numbers until something works out. So I do feel like they should rotate a little bit. But I guess with that rotation, it actually needs to move to the left a little bit as well. See how 4 works out, and adjust accordingly from there. Oh, hello again, Vivi. Good to see you again. How are you doing today? And yes, we're still Winky Face. I have not changed her expression since the last time I did stuff. Although, to be fair, I think this is like the most ominous winky face I've ever seen. I think that's still a little bit too much rotation. Having some allergy problems today, so been feeling a little bit stuffed up. I'm hoping my throat holds out for today. It's been a little bit sore, but I think I'll be alright. Oh no. Well, it's good to have you here, even if the circumstances are perhaps a bit unfortunate. Insomnia's the worst. That's okay. If you ever can't sleep, I'm happy to have you here. Let's see. Where do the ears line up here? With the head down, ears should go up a little bit, so they should be a little bit higher than this eyelid, I think. That is considerably higher than that eyelid. So vertically, probably like here. Well, I tried 21 before and it still felt wrong. Maybe I need to adjust the scaling a little bit here. I know part of it is that I could probably stand to round some things out. Let me see. Head turning down. Probably... Alright, I'm gonna do some experiments with deforming the ears a little bit. Normally I don't do a bunch of deforms and transforms together. I tend to do one or the other. Just because they don't always play nicely together. But I'm kind of hoping that that will bridge the gap in what looks a little bit wrong here. Maybe not. The hair making it wrong. Well, this will definitely make everything look wrong. Because I'm relying on the hair to cover up the fact that I did not actually properly attach the ears when I drew this. Yes, bald jump scare. Yeah, I'm not liking the deform there. I don't think I drew this quite detailed enough to get away with something like that. I don't know, maybe it doesn't need any rotation. I don't use it over here, right? Yeah, I don't. So I'm gonna try getting rid of the rotation entirely. Yeah, I guess just moving it in does everything it needs to. If anything, I think it needs to be done a little bit more. A little bit unfortunate because I had just moved it out again because moving it in was a little bit too much there, but hopefully with the rotation gone, this will now look okay. I can dream. Does it look connected? No, it looks like very much like it's sliding. Oh my. Okay. I was hoping that the little bit I looked up just to remember what I had to do for where ears go. Okay, actually this is okay. See if I change my mind later. Yeah, I think that's following the shape of her face okay. Okay, I lied. I did look it up correctly. I did just need a few basic things. Still not entirely satisfied with how it connects right there, though. It's like here. You can see it. I'm just trying to figure out, like, roughly vertically where it is. So it's kind of lining up at the bottom of the bangs here. Whereas here... well, of course it'd be much higher. The ears move a little bit higher relative to everything else. Because they go up when the chin goes down. Oh, that seems mostly right there. I think it's probably just relative to this here. It's making it look a little odd. Okay. So maybe that's what I need to fix, because it seems like if the ears do go up a little bit, then maybe this also needs to go up a little bit. To properly wrap around her head there. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better. Everything is relative and everything is connected. When one thing seems wrong, it might just be because something around it is also wrong. And that is always one of the fun adventures with rigging. Just figuring out which part of whatever this thing that doesn't look right is actually wrong. Alright, in which case I'm gonna have to go fix a bunch of that stuff again. I'm not quite sure if I'm happy with these ears yet, but they're not bothering me immensely. So I'll leave them there for now, and check on them again later. I get the feeling that today is going to be one of those days where I'm a little bit off, just because allergies are not fun. At least I kind of hope they're allergies and I'm not just getting sick. That would be a bit unfortunate. But I do think they are just allergies. It's pretty normal at this time of the year. Of the end of summer. Just all the plants wanting to spread all their pollen everywhere. Just getting in everything. And the other day, my husband also had a bunch of weeds in the yard. So that probably did not help. But my head is feeling a bit loopy and my throat a bit sore. Got all that pressure up in my sinuses. Alright, so with this new ear-related proportion change, I'm just trying to get all these areas here. And don't worry, I'm alright. I like being able to work on this every day, and I think it'd be sad if I skipped a day. I do occasionally if I'm just like feeling terrible, but I'm feeling alright, just a little out of it. I don't think it's worse than the days that I've still streamed with after insomnia. There are lots of things that can mess with your brain. I don't like to let it get in the way of doing art and stuff. Art and stuff is fun. I'm looking at this little part down here, kind of at the bottom of the ear there. I feel like it squishes out in the angle quite a bit there. I think when I was doing all the stuff with the brush, it got squished over to the right, or left. Yes, the left. So I gotta bring it back over a bit. Okay. Now it doesn't look like it's just stretching out over onto the left, so I'll bring it on down and try to get all the angles here right now. Might need to hide the ears again, actually. I'm gonna try to keep them in because I want to make sure I have everything proportionate with them. Make it so that this way everything is moving roughly the same amount, or at least it appears that way. So after all, that's kind of why I'm having to do this right now anyway, because I did it all without the ears, and then it turned out that I didn't have things in the right spot relative to where the ears would need to go. So I want to keep the ears in as long as I can. What's going on underneath the ears will just be a clue as to what could possibly be going wrong if I cannot get things to look right. Useful clue to have. One I hope I don't have to use. And I can just get it right. So here, if I remember how I was initially handling all these shadows here, is that I do want them to look a little bit flatter. This area should look like it's following the shape of the back of her head here, which I think kind of gets flattened when her head is turned down. But, right now, it's a bit too much, and it just kind of looks like everything's squishing together. I just need to get everything back in place again. try to get some of these straights back in, and maybe actually it would be a good idea to take a look at how the mesh is changing. Okay, there's the problem. Parts that I couldn't see, they all got really, really pushed up. And I think that was affecting where some things were going down below as well. Alright, I think I'm trying to stare at too many things at once here. So I think I'm going to start with this red line here. But it looks like that's moving relatively okay. About how I'd expect. But then if I go to the next row, around where the black line is. Okay. Some things got pushed a little bit too far to the right when I was making that big change earlier. Gotta focus in on here. Alright, and rather than click off... Okay, and this one got moved considerably. This dot should actually be, like, by the ear here. And that should give me a good idea on why everything got shifted around so much. The hazard of using the brush. Alright. So do I have everything in slightly better spots now? A little bit better, I think. These are the kinds of thoughts that I have whenever things aren't working out quite the way I hoped. Just gotta take it one step at a time and gradually diagnose the problem. Alright. So now I'm gonna take a look at the vertices over here. Are they in the right spot? I feel like that's where I'm getting a lot of unfortunate shifting. It seems like a lot of that is in a pretty okay spot. Let me look again. Now that I had that one vertex that was squirming all over the place in a better spot. Okay. No, this seems to be fine. That'll look a lot better once I smooth it all out. Right now I'm just getting everything into the right place, and then I'll smooth it out and get rid of all the crunchiness afterward. One step at a time. But I think everything is getting into the right place here. I actually want to take a look without all the vertices on now. Yeah, I think it's getting there. Now that everything's not quite so far off, I should just be able to make the couple of changes that I want due to the head angle. Now that everything's just not flying all over the place. And drastically changing perspective and all of that stuff that it was doing before. It's definitely a lot better now. Yeah. Once I get the last few things into place, I think that'll look much better. Alright, well, how are you doing today, Vivi? Have you done anything interesting lately? I'm gonna try to get rid of some of the crunchiness around here. From here on, I think it'll be a lot of smaller changes. Now that I've gotten some of the big problems out of the way. Ah. Yes. They... That makes sense. Good luck. I've also been having trouble finding the time to do all the things that I've been wanting to do. Which games do you play? Understandable. If you're having trouble sleeping, then you gotta take all the sleep you can get. Oh yeah, which games do you play? Oh, do I want this angle to go? Let me take a look at it here. Ah, nice. I know some people that like to play Reverse 1999, although I've never played it myself. I wouldn't say I'm super into gacha games, I just like tower defense. But, yeah, I know some people that have enjoyed it, so I've heard a little bit about it. Not too much into the lore because they didn't want to give me any spoilers. But, I ended up not actually playing it myself. I do like their character designs, though. They're very pretty. That's one thing that I can at least enjoy about the influx of gacha games out there, is that they tend to have very good character designs, and it's nice to be able to have something to study and look at. I know. I'm on the other end. I like tower defense. I think tower defense is great. I still appreciate the old era of the internet with dumb new games, or Newgrounds, excuse me, Flash games. Had a good time with a lot of those. Makes me sad that Flash is dead. I'm gonna tell you the names of a lot of the Flash games I played because I hadn't touched them in probably since I was in like high school. That was a long time ago. That's like ancient history. It's fine. I'm just very old. Much of the stuff that I did as a wee lass is now ancient history, and a lot of it cannot be reclaimed. Like I said, I still lament the death of Flash Player. That's a lot of games that are going to be lost and just to the void. I'm one of those people that's actually interested in gaming history and conservation, so seeing a lot of them just kind of be lost and no real way to reclaim them, it's a little bit sad to me. I'm sure that the files might exist out there somewhere, and maybe somebody can emulate some of these silly Flash games, but I'm not sure if people will, because for the most part they were just silly small games that individuals made for fun, and most of them were not actually very good, so... And due to the nature of some of the people that enjoyed making games like that, a lot of them were honestly quite vulgar. In kind of terrible ways. It was a hobby largely dominated by very young teenage boys, so I think it was to be expected. Like 14. Hard to believe those people that made those games are probably 30 now. Makes me wonder if they still have them. Or if they still remember. Yeah, if I had more time, I'd look into some of these other games that I keep hearing people talk about. I do like playing games that I hear people talk about a lot, but I just haven't really had a chance. I mean, it's like, man, I'm not even caught up on Path to Nowhere content. I haven't finished all the interrogations. I've done maybe half of them. So I've still got a lot to see. It's okay. It's just because I've been drawing a lot. It's for a worthy cause. It's okay. I think everybody treats games differently. I mean, I think for most people, they're just entertainment. but I am like super into game design, so I like studying what's out there, and seeing what's popular is an important aspect of study, I think. I think it's alright to have fun sometimes, though. This is where I like to negotiate with my brain of just like, okay, do that thing that you have to do, and then you can do some of the other things that you want to do, but it doesn't always work. Well, I do hope that you're able to let yourself have some fun sometimes. I don't think anybody can be productive 24/7. Or even 16/7, assuming that you're letting yourself get enough sleep. Yeah. Yes. Always deeply unfortunate. I've managed to get my sleep schedule roughly on track recently, but I definitely had problems with that when I was younger. For a multitude of reasons. I don't think my sleep habits exactly helped, but I also put myself under a lot of pressure when I was a lot younger. And that can definitely affect sleep too. There were a lot of things that I convinced myself that I had to do, and I don't think it was really true. One of which was actually graduating from college. But I'm still not sure how I managed to do that, if I'm being honest. And I'm still not convinced it was the right decision for me. I wouldn't say I regret it, because I did learn some stuff there, but I am still not convinced it was the right decision for me. We'll see if it ends up paying off in the future, but so far, I don't know. Taught me some good programming habits, I'll take it. Ah, I see. I mean, my sleep schedule's ridiculously chaotic. Well, not chaotic, like, it's steady, it's just stupid. I go to bed at roughly 2 or 3 p.m. and get up at 11 p.m. That was the only way I found right now that I could handle doing everything that I want to do. Because right now I have 2 kids. One of them's turning 5 next week, the other one is 2, and they demand a lot of attention. What time is it for me right now? 4:30 a.m. I start streaming at 4 a.m. my time. I do it every day. It's fine. It's the only time that I found that I had to do it. It's like... I had 3 things that I wanted to be able to do. I wanted to be able to do my art stuff, I wanted to be able to properly take care of my kids, and then I wanted some time to do some stuff with my husband. And the only way that I could find to make that work, and also still be able to sleep, is, going to bed at roughly the kids' nap time, and then getting up after they go to bed. That was just what I had to do to make it work. It'll be easier once they start school. I'll probably have a normal sleep schedule next year when the older ones start school, but... or at least more normal. But, that is the importance of knowing what you want in your life. It lets you do stupid things, like get up at 11 PM every day. And stream at 4 AM. And let me tell you, it's much easier to do that when I actually know roughly what I want to be doing with my time. And I stopped trying to convince myself to do all these things that just weren't really necessary. So I don't know, man. Society kept trying to tell me all these things that I should want, and I'm just like, I don't know, but I kind of don't. And once I stopped worrying about it and just kind of embraced the fact that I'm weird, everything got better. And it's wonderful. Yeah. Absolutely. Like, there are things that you have to work around. Like, the big thing that I was working around was, when do my kids get up? And for me, that's, you know, roughly, I don't know, like, anywhere between 7:30 and, like, 9 AM. I don't normally like to let them sleep later than 9. So I make sure to get all the stuff that I don't want them awake for done before they get up. Like, I can't draw when they're awake. They're too curious about my drawing tablet and want to climb all over me and stuff like that. Stretched out here. Yeah, when I organize my life, it's like, okay, I guess I have to do something stupid. And so I did something stupid, and it's been working out great. Sometimes you just gotta embrace the stupid. I'm curious, what are you studying in school? If you're okay with talking about such things. Ah, I see. Okay. That makes sense. Oh. Ah, yes. Math can be difficult. I didn't actually finish high school. I finished college, but not high school. I took my GED. Uh, so I was missing a lot of math too. Had a lot of difficulty with college math because of it. Which math class is it? That's fair. That's why I added the caveat, if you're okay with talking about it. I know not everybody likes to talk about such things. Uh, Good luck with all that. I know. Well, such things can be pretty difficult. My school situation was weird too. Just because, when I was doing all that, it just made me ungodly levels of depressed. And so it was hard to do much of anything. And so I had to pull shenanigans to really be able to make it all happen. Shenanigans is really the only way I could describe it. I'm still not sure how I managed to graduate. I'm really not. My memories from a lot of that time were kind of all kinds of awful. But, I don't know. I guess I managed to do it somehow, so here I am. Yep. Pretty much. That's what I say. Good luck, friend. Do your best. The world cannot ask for more. I guess it can, but, that's incredibly rude of it to do. it could be really hard to know. It's like if you asked my college-age self what I'd be doing when I was the age I am now, I do not think that she would have guessed I'd be drawing stuff for the internet and trying my hand at, I don't know, an art-related career. You're like, man, I get good enough at art to do that? Probably would have considered it a good thing, but the circumstances that led to it were a bit rough. Before now, I was doing software development, and that entire sphere is just kind of going to hell, so I'm trying to break out into other things. That actually does remind me that I remember when I was first going into school, I was planning on going into, like, pharmaceuticals and medical shenanigans. And I didn't. And then it was going to be around programming, and that worked for a while until it didn't. So, it's okay. Life is gonna throw a lot of weird things at you. It's fine. I think expecting to know what you're going to do when you're just, like, approaching when society expects you to go to college is an unreasonable expectation. And even now, like, I'm not sure if art stuff is going to work out for me. I have no idea. I'm just trying it and seeing what happens. And I think that's how a lot of career stuff works. You just pick something and roll with it. Try it, and I can guarantee that if I tried to get back into software development now, the fact that I could actually communicate with artists and stuff would probably be seen as a boon, and not, why did you waste several years of your life pursuing art? Because I think a lot of skills and stuff like that are actually what makes you valuable is a combination of them, as opposed to a singular thing that you get really good at. It's generally 2 or 3 things that you get really good at. So I don't know. I think you could probably go in, like, any direction that sounds interesting, and if it doesn't work out, that's actually okay. Like, it sounds weird, but I do think that is how it works to a degree. Man, I'm trying to think here, and I can't actually think of very many people that knew what they wanted to do at 18 and actually ended up doing that. Like, I can't remember when my husband went into physics, but I remember before he met me, he was planning to work for, like, Boeing or something, and now he's designing video games. So things happen in weird ways. And of course all his math and physics knowledge is actually very useful for video games. Yep. It is. Extremely. I think a lot of society is very unreasonable towards its young people. It's really quite unfair. And it doesn't help that, yeah, that's never any fun. It's like the upside is that even if your family really wants you to finish school right now, you could literally just pick something to make them happy. Something that you can tolerate and sounds vaguely interesting. And even if you don't end up going that route in the future, it'll be fine. You'll have a degree in something. And that'll help you out. And then once you have a better idea of what you actually want to pursue, you can look at what you need in order to get there. So that's at least a way to approach this. I'm not sure if it's the right way for you. I met you a couple of days ago. Psychology is a good subject. It's like human psychology is interesting. You could use that to branch out to a lot of different things. Because the way the mind works is being used in many fields right now. It's like games is what I know, and I can tell you that a lot of companies are hiring people that know psychology and how humans work to do that. I felt the same way about school. It never quite worked out for me. So you're not alone there. Honestly, I'm curious on who school does work for. Because I see more people disappointed with how it's working out than people that are satisfied with it. And like I said, I didn't even finish high school, so that's how much school was not for me. I suppose in general, what I'm saying is that... Let me see, how do I say this? A life is something that can be built. And it's just a matter of taking the steps to figure out what you want it to be. And I mean, there's always going to be a lot of outside pressure, and that really sucks. Like, I don't want to downplay that at all. But you do have some amount of control over it. You can... I'm not sure what you can do right now. Like I said, I don't know your circumstances. But I do think it's important to view life as something that you can build in a way not too dissimilar to, like, a brick wall. Of just one piece at a time, one layer at a time. And the decisions that you make kind of stack up. And if you just really dislike part of the wall, you can blow it up. Very helpful. Everyone needs a little demolition in their life sometimes. So... I think the important part is not necessarily the individual decisions, but the way you put them all together, and... yeah, just... remembering to exercise what control you can, to try to build it the way you want it to be. Like I said, do your best. Your best is all you can really do in the end. Granted, definitely take everything I say with a grain of salt. It's like I'm an art streamer on the internet who doesn't know you very well. But I hope you figure out what you want to do. And if you ever need someone to talk to, feel free to drop by. Accidentally grabbed thing that moves it around instead of just using the brush like I wanted. Always funny when I accidentally end up doing that. Yeah, there we go. It's like today I was planning on doing some more work just going down each individual strand, but everything just started changing a lot when I put the ears in. So I ended up doing a lot of stuff around the ears instead. Now I guess I can start going down this strand here. See if I can get a little bit more stuff done there. Try to get everything around the ears looking right and start working my way down. Cough coming. Still having that happy fun time with allergies. Man, nose is starting to run a bit. I think the plants might be waking up. It's alright, I know winter is coming. Yeah. Yeah, it can be nice for perspective. It's like as much as I want to help, because part of it sounds like a lot of the stuff I went through when I was younger, of just not really feeling like I fit in with a lot of those general expectations. I'm trying to keep my distance somewhat, because it's like I said, I don't know your exact circumstances. And I shouldn't assume that they're a lot like mine. But the descriptions of not being able to sleep because you're worrying about a bunch of stuff, and then the stuff that everybody kind of expects you to do versus what you actually want to do, and having to deal with that, like, all that just... It's kind of terrible. As I got older, I realized, for a while, I was, like, wondering if I was, like, born on the wrong planet or something. But then I eventually realized that I am probably just an artist. And creative people having difficulty in society is like a tale as old as time. Just look at the lives of a lot of famous artists out there. Vincent van Gogh cutting off his ear and generally being underappreciated until after he died, and all those kind of unfortunate things. People do not necessarily treat creative people very well, and it's a little bit sad. It's like I don't normally talk about a lot about this because I have wanted to try to keep the stream, you know, generally positive and upbeat, and a place people could come to relax and not worry about a lot of things. But I do think it's important to actually state some of the negative things that comes with being creative and how difficult art can be in general. I don't think it's good to hide from these things. It's one thing to be positive, and it's another thing to that just toxic levels of positivity where you act like nothing is ever wrong. It's okay to acknowledge that sometimes things are wrong. That's how they change. That the first step is just to realize that there's a problem. And I think it's also good to say such things so that this way people realize that they're not necessarily alone in feeling this way. Because I really do think that a lot of the expectations put on the generation younger than me is really quite unreasonable. Like, Christ, I can't even imagine. Like, I've been seeing it in media a lot lately where we're asking, like, middle schoolers what they want to do when they grow up and giving them career advice when they're fucking 12. I'm just like, who knows what they're going to be doing for the rest of their life when they're 12? That's ridiculous. And in the meantime, I'm just figuring out how this bang should fit together. Some things are definitely still kind of compressing and stretching in weird ways. Still need to sort all that out. Yeah, there's like this weird level of compression going on, like right in the middle there. Probably from messing with the brush. I think what I actually need to do is hide these guys for a second, so we're gonna get some more bald jump scare here. There it is. Maybe I should just hide all of the shoulder stuff for right now. Just focusing in on this bang for a second. Yep. Gonna make Shalom bald again. Gonna give her a funny haircut. It's always funny when, like, part of the full hair is in and then you just have this random spot where there's no hair. Those are the parts that always amuse me the most. So time to see if I can uncompress all this. It's like, yeah, if you get a bad haircut, just shave it all off. It'll grow back, it's fine. See. And then, just lurking off in the corner, we have the most ominous winky face. Go along with the balding. You got another cough coming, hold on. Man, it always is annoying having stuff coming out of your nose, but it's even worse when it, like, drips into the back of your throat. Me wiping my nose, making my model freak out. Personally, I always think that's kind of funny too. This is why the biggest thing that I've been wanting to research for future models is tracking and how to better improve that. I've been looking up some stuff on it, and I might go and redo parts of the face there. I think that most of it's fine, because I mostly just did, like, blinking and simple movements, but especially in the eyebrows, I think there's stuff I can do to make it all track better and look better there. We'll see how much eyebrow tracking really does for me, because I do not think I have very expressive eyebrows. I think my face definitely leans more towards deadpan. Ever since I got interested in this stuff, I've been watching people's faces more and kind of comparing them with how mine move. I can only assume that I freak some people out when I stare a little bit too hard, but it's okay, it's for art. For art and science. It's important. So just seeing the different ways people's faces move and kind of comparing it to mine, and mine is definitely very much subdued. So if I ever make a version 2, I'll probably keep that in version 2 of my model, that is. I will probably keep that in mind and adjust accordingly. That said, I don't think a super bouncy, twitchy model suits me very well. Gotta embrace the deadpan. It's what I am. Alright, I'm gonna check some stuff up here. I'm gonna ignore the lower part for just a second here. Am I satisfied with how everything above this line is moving? I think I am. So that means I can trust... Yes, I can definitely trust this line. So I just need to double check how everything is moving relative to that line. Which is kind of what I was already doing, so that tells me that I'm doing the right things. Alright, normally I don't do the bottom of the tips and stuff until a little bit later. But I feel like some of this... the angle on here had been lost. And I think it's actually making it difficult for me to figure out how some of the stuff higher up should go. Because I'm dealing with some strange compression. I went pretty subdued on a lot of the stuff here. So it's like I made basic blinks, both eyes. Move both eyes around. And then some funny stuff with the eyebrows. She can wiggle. Wiggle them eyebrows. As much as I do like the way this looks, this might be something that I end up changing. Just because, I think I can make it track better. And then just a little bit for mouth movement. Have some smiles that honestly kind of creep me out. And then some very disappointed in you expressions. And then over here, just shape for like O sounds, where you kind of make your mouth into a circle. To me, it kind of also looks like she's blowing kisses. But and then just something that kind of moves her mouth back and forth a little bit. I kept it all fairly straightforward here, just because, I don't know, when I pictured her character, I didn't see her as, like, super bouncy Genki anime girl either. And so I didn't want anything too strong. Pretty much, I mean, even some of her scarier faces in the game CGs were all very subtle and definitely leans more toward the ominous than the overt. I know, right? That's why I went with the very subtle expressions instead. I've just been doing head turns for all eternity, so it's been a while since I've looked at them all. Oh yes, I wanted fairly small, fairly subtle, which maybe doesn't suit VTubers quite as much, but it suits her, and I think that's what's important here, since this is a model I'm just making for fun, and to potentially use as a resource for anyone wanting to learn about this program. But man, it's becoming clear to me that I cannot be worth anything right now. Everything is just, not quite cooperating with me. So I think this might actually be a good place to stop for today. My nose is running all over the place. I'm getting kind of hungry. So I think I'll continue working on that bang tomorrow, and hopefully that my allergies are just a little bit better. And maybe tomorrow I will actually remember to take some medicine. I forgot that I had some. I think this is where I will stop for today, so thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at your own creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, or any other creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or at me on Twitter or Instagram or any other social media site of your choice, and I'll take a look and maybe leave some comments. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.